We've known for a while that Creed 3 was inevitable, and now we're hearing that Michael B. Jordan is going to be possibly directing and starring in Creed 3, which excites me because we got the news that he's producing Static Shock. I really think Michael B. Jordan has talent outside of acting, so I have full faith that we're going to be I have full faith that he'd do well in directing and starring in Creed 3. I cannot wait to hear more on this. So, Mark, what's your take on that?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Michael B. Jordan. I mean, I like almost everything that he's done. To hear that he's kind of like stepping out of this acting role, and in addition to doing that, like he's taken on projects, as an executive producer. He started, Outlier Society, and he's doing a lot to kind of flesh out like Black superheroes and kind of create this new Black superhero universe. I'm really all in for that. As far as directing the next Creed movie, I'm still a little bit on the fence. Not that he is not capable of directing a good film, but this would be his directorial debut. And, to take on such a high profile IP as your first project is a little bit ambitious, I think. I'm not saying that he can't pull it off, but we've seen, historically, great producers, great actors, try to do the same thing, and then the project kind of falls apart because they're going to make the first-time director mistakes. I mean, X-Men Dark Phoenix is a good example. Yeah, like Simon Kinberg, who's a brilliant producer, writer, super involved with the X-Men franchise from the beginning, helped develop some really great storylines within that franchise. He was handed the keys to Dark Phoenix having never directed anything before, and we all saw the result of that. So David
Blade 3 with David S. Goyer.
Right, exactly. So you know what I mean, like, and that's no shade on them as directors. It's just one of those things that if you don't have the experience, you're going to make certain mistakes, and those mistakes are forever because now that's been released, people see it, and they're going to judge your work from that. So I think that this is a little bit too big of an IP for him to do as his first outing. But that said, I mean, for all we know, he could be the next Spielberg, or he could be the next Ryan Coogler, or the next Ava DuVernay. Like we just don't know yet. So either way, I'm in for it because I love the Creed franchise.
Yes.
And I've been waiting for Creed 3 since since Creed 2 finished. So
yeah. Well, my last take on it before we move on to our last topic is I feel that the difference between what you just mentioned between X-Men and stuff, I feel like this time it's a different situation though. It's a better studio with better people around him. I think Michael B. Jordan is set up for more success than what you just than the ones that you just mentioned. That's my opinion. So I feel like, let's see where this goes. I have a pretty good feeling about it.
Yeah, and you make a really good point there. I think that if you're surrounded by people who really know what they're doing, and you're open and you're willing to listen and learn from those people, then the outcome can be really great. I think The Mandalorian is like a good example of that, where Dave Filoni had really only done, more animated stuff. He hadn't really directed anything live action, and he was totally humble about it and willing to listen to people like Jon Favreau and people that really knew their way around making a film and making a TV series. And so the result was you got a really great TV series. And so if he follows that type of a path, I think that we can get a really good Creed 3 movie. So time will tell. We'll see.